time we've got left, let's talk about favorite and least favorite Final Fantasy jobs. And this isn't just 14, this is 11, this is 5, this is you name it. Every game that has had roles.
One of those questions. I don't have a worst
Well,
job.
you better start thinking of one. Now, Josh, I'm going to ask you first.
That's kind of a hard one because I really didn't know too much about jobs. It was all characters, what their abilities were. I didn't ever really pay attention to jobs up until I started playing 14.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I had characters that I liked. Like for instance, I liked Freya from 9.
Dragon.
Who was a dragoon. So, and what am I playing right now?
Or an archer, dragoon or archer.
Well, you
Yeah.
started asking about which one was kind in, so I kind of got that from you.
Yeah.
I think I
So-
definitely preferred her as a dragoon, though. It was just, I don't know. She was the
Agreed.
sexiest dragoon I'd ever seen.
Agreed. So, if you had to narrow it down, Josh, and like, yeah, I'm not asking you to commit for life. You can change your opinion throughout the days and weeks and months and years to come.
And remember, that includes 14. He just meant that it's not just 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just as a concept, what you like about the job?
You know, if I have to pick one, I always tended to go with a summoner. Like in 9, I had 2 summoners, and then of course I had my DPS too, and I've always kind of shied away from black mages. Like I always have left like Vivi out of my party.
You
Or Lulu
monster.
That
Lulu out of my
hurts
party.
my heart to hear you say that.
How dare
Yeah.
you leave Vivi out of anything? If I had a party, I would invite him.
So I don't know why. Maybe it was because Vivi was a whiny bitch, but
Oh, now we can't be friends.
that I don't know. That's just my stance on it. I really like.
If you weren't somehow the leader of this party, I would vote kick you.
Am I the leader of the party?
Yes.
How?
I don't know.
The game is entitled to make mistakes.
I shouldn't be the leader of anything. Don't
Some
tell
of that-
my boss I said that.
That 1.0 stink just sort of seeping in.
So I don't know. Like I said, it's kind of aces on everything.
Okay.
It's more of the character, less of the job per se.
Fair enough.
How about you, JJ?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
Because I wasn't gonna.
I wasn't gonna ask myself, and neither was Davey. I would say overall, and I know it seems like the fanboy thing to say, but Dragoon, I think I've always felt some sort of a special relationship with the job. You know, I played it in 14. It was the first job I played in 14. I played it in 11. You know, I was level 99 Dragoon before anything else. And the characters in other games, in Final Fantasy and out, you know, Legend of Dragoon, I love that game because I think what they saw as Dragoon was really inspired by the Final Fantasy series. Same with Suikoden. There was some characters that were very dragon based.
Oh, that one's gonna hit me.
Well, don't let it hit you.
I tried. It didn't hit me though. I don't know how.
So I would say Dragoon, a very close second, if only because I haven't seen enough of it, was Corsair from Final Fantasy XI.
Corsair was pretty stylish.
I actually really loved Corsair because you were a pirate, you used guns, and you had a luck draw system, not unlike Astrologian that I'm playing now.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Setzer from 6.
Also that.
Well, that's more gambler, but I would probably say they're more or less the same concept.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, fuck me. That was my fault, I think.
This is why we fight in hallways now. You don't want to run into the match while we're fighting.
Just a flesh fuck wound. Not a flesh fuck wound, but
Yeah, that'd be gross.
and least favorite dancer. Okay, Davey.
What do you think I'm going to say?
I'm gonna guess that you're probably gonna say dancer.
I'm gonna say Dark Knight is your favorite.
And Vox and Puppet Master.
Actually, I was gonna say what?
Continue. Remind me.
I'd probably Puppet Master. It's a very, very close race between Puppet Master and Dark Knight, so Josh was very close. Dark Knight has always had a certain level of appeal for me, particularly with Final Fantasy IV's release. There was something about... Ouchie. How did that one hit all of us? Damn.
Stand by.
There's something about balancing the good and the evil in a person to come out as an optimal version of yourself, and I like that. It just seems kind of like, you know, instead of submitting to the darkness, you master it and you become more powerful for it. Sort of like bringing your demons to heel, as it were. So I like that, but Puppet Master was... Ah, shit, I didn't have the stun for it in time.
Oh, right. I don't have Decimate yet. God damn it.
But Puppet Master, on the other hand, in 11, I had a pretty hard time getting into the game, feeling like I was occupied, feeling... I guess it failed to distract me in the way that you would expect an MMO to. Then I got Puppet Master, and I unlocked it just because it was in the area. I wanted to go get Corsair because it was like, yeah, pirate guns. Like, that was it.
Right.
That was all I wanted. I came out of there, and I was like, well, I may as well unlock Puppet Master while I'm here, since I'm in the area, since I'm in the neighborhood. Wound up taking it out for a spin just for a little bit because I had leveled up Monk anyway, and it was essentially Monk +1. Was fun. More fun than I thought it had any right to be, and then I actually took it into parties and had a blast. It was the first thing I felt like I wanted to grind for. I grinded my character in the game for all the parts and all the accessories and all the things that you could attach to the puppet to increase its functionality. When I played in any given party, I felt like I was fully invested, like I needed to pay attention to everything at all times. Then Dancer came out, and I didn't like Dancer by itself, but as a sub-job, it was highly beneficial to me as a Puppet Master to also have dances going so that I could have my puppet heal itself from various buffs and so on and so forth. So, the Puppet Master was a really cool class, and I hope it makes a comeback. I understand if it won't be as fun as the 11 version. I get that, but I hope it's really good all the same. I used silence too early. So yeah, it's a close one between Puppet Master and Dark Knight, but ultimately Puppet Master wins in the end for me.
Interesting.
Worst job in the game. It's difficult. The first thing that comes to my mind is Blue Mage, and it's not because of how it was represented in 11, but because it's very much attached to Quina, and that is the visceral reaction that I have to Blue Mage.
What about Kamari?
See, that's the other thing, is that Kamari had Lancet, which essentially made him a Blue Mage, and he was badass. So it was like, I don't know. I guess it was just all the time that I spent having to be Quina trying to skill her up, and then I was like, no, never mind, fuck this. I don't want to master Blue Mage that badly. I don't need this. I think my least favorite job then would have to be from Final Fantasy Tactics, and it is Alchemist. I feel like the other...
Alchemist.
Huh?
We're talking chemist or alchemist?
Chemist, thank you, chemist.
Chemist.
I feel like other jobs did the job of the alchemist way more efficiently and effectively, way more quickly. So I just wasn't big into Chemist. Chemist was basically there to he could brew stuff on the field and make stuff out of the parts of the enemies that you killed. And that was kind of cool, I guess. But it was very, I don't know, it felt too slow and it had no hook to it. It had no fun aspects to it. Whereas other jobs like White Mage or Time Mage or Geomancer or something, like those ones had really cool aspects to them that were interesting, and Chemist did not. Also, there's a bad guy on JJ. He's so ugly!
You're talking about bad guy, right?
Yep.
Maybe.
Sure. A close runner-up for worst job is between Calculator and Mediator.
Yeah, now see, I was actually going to say Calculator was my worst one. So I'll start with that. Like, conceptually, it kind of sounds cool, like, oh, cool, use mass to attack things.
That'll get me laid.
Like, Sephiroth's pretty good at maths, right? We'll have all that agreed, but he's no calculator, right? It was just so underwhelming.
Where the hell did you get that from?
Because, okay, spoiler alert, when Sephiroth, when you fight him last, he's using Supernova. You see all the formulas around trying to bring the stars to collide each other on. It sort of flows everywhere. It's shown in the Dissidia as well, all that mass and shit. So he's pretty good at mass. It's good enough to like send the entire solar system into hell.
Sephiroth also has some Judeo-Christian connections to math and stuff like that in the formula.
But calculators seem very underwhelming with the stuff you got. So you're just like, you know, level 5 death or level 2 something or other.
Yeah.
And I've only really seen like level X abilities and all that repurposed as blue mage spells anyway.
Yeah.
True.
They were just so finicky and unique, I suppose. But to go as fair a job, well, I guess would have to be Samurai. Just because the concept of hurling a massive sword around tickles my fancy. That is it.
Good reason as any.
Although, if I want to talk about particular examples, I quite liked how it was implemented in 10.2, which, while the story leaves much to be desired, the combat in 10.2 is fantastic.
Yeah.
The Samurai was really cool in that you had a mix of throwing money at people, which I'm not exactly the big fan about that mechanic, but the idea of using things like fireworks and other sort of intricate other sides of what Samurai literally used to be around as part of its class. So it was a really interesting way to interpret it.
Okay, we need to finish this a little bit more quickly because I now have 7 minutes.
Alright, well that's going to be really easy, right? We've got like 3 more floors, and I've got a secret weapon that's going to make things a little bit quicker.
Uh-oh.
Alright, so JJ, in the next fight, just worry about healing me, and everyone else stay very close behind me.
Okay.
You might want to have light speed on for this, for some of it.
Oh, this is actually a really tiny floor. I won't do it this floor.
Okay, we'll do it next floor.
Next, we'll definitely do it next floor, regardless of whatever happens. I don't think we'll worry about treasure, just because it doesn't seem like there's any silver. Alright, let's say other things with maps, right? So if you see like a treasure box in one of those map rooms, you've got gold chests, which are the commanders we get, which are the items. There's silver, which is all the upgrades, and possibly a mimic, which I'm surprised we haven't seen on this run yet. Like, not a single mimic. This is actually disgusting how lucky we've been. And then you've got bronze or brown, which is like either like potions or sometimes a Gelmore and potsherd, which is like one of the unique currencies here. But if there's a gold chest and a silver chest in the same room, it's not going to say that. It's just going to say there's a gold chest in this room. Because that takes display priority.
That's dumb.
It's dumb, but there's only so much information they can throw on the map before it gets overcrowded and turns into a little lesser known game called Night in the Nightmare. Ever played that game? Congratulations, you're a monster.
You know, since we were talking about how like these games have been reformatting themselves, has anybody followed the Resident Evil franchise? And Resident Evil 7 comes out later this year, and it's supposed to be totally different.
Yeah, I feel sorry for Resident Evil fan.
Yeah. Resident Evil 6 was sort of the nail in the coffin for me, but the new Resident Evil looks like it's basically cashing in on the hype of the last Silent Hill, which is fun.
Stay, don't follow me. Get back in the hallway.
Get back in the hole.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
We still need to kill something else.
Right, we will do this.
As I was reading today, it said that 7 was in development before Silent Hills was. So it was saying Silent Hills copied what Resident Evil was going to be.
That's wild.
That's good.
Huh.
I downloaded the demo for it, and I played it earlier today, and it was very short, but it was really good.
So it was pretty satisfying for how short it was?
It was. I would definitely recommend it.
Huh.
Satisfying for how short it is. The Josh Beckstead story.
Story of my life.
Another short room, but who cares? Alright, Davey picked that up. I'm going to use this. And I'll use it around about here. Alright. Keep up now.
Ah, shit. Here we go.
Boom, blind the sound of my heart, the beat goes on and on and on and on.
There's a treasure box here, pick it up. We got 40 seconds. Might as well attack these enemies. Fuck you. Oh, have you ever seen a manticore jump before?
You have now.
Cross that off the bucket list.
Alright, so we're at the last floor.
And we got another one, so we can use that on the last boss.
No, we'll save it for later floors because we can keep our inventories on, so we got a save slot.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Okay, so that settles our Final Fantasy debates. Yay! Good for one night.
Huzzah!
Now we're gonna finish up this dungeon, finish up these 10 floors on the stream.
Oh, we gotta wrap up this boss.
Yeah, this is gonna be our final countdown.
Tank and spank.
No
Yeah,
tank, just spank.
bit of dodging. There might be some ads if we're low on damage. Don't step back into those puddles, by the way.
Wildfire, only 2678. I don't like that.
It's okay, he's already halfway down.
Hey, I'm still cleaving for 500, okay? So calm down.
Oh, okay.
And
Get a melee LB on the boss.
Yay!
beautifully done.
Alright, so
Yeah.
now we're level 60. I do.
Yeah! Say
I'm
goodbye
happy
to
about that.
say goodbye to the audience for everybody. Yay!
Thank you all for tuning in for what has been a very interesting little stream and a very, very interesting little conversation.
That was a
Uh,
good time.
Fun
times
experiment.
if people dig it, then we'll keep them going. But we'll wrap up for now. For Quite Toxic, I am JJ.
I am Davey.
Still here.
Shut up, Sturge.
And that's the gist. Bye.